Imagine losing a war, not against another country, not against an army, but against birds. In 1932, something happened in Australia so unbelievable that it sounds completely fake. The government sent soldiers armed with machine guns to fight thousands of giant flightless birds called emus, and somehow, the birds won. This is the true story of the Great Emu War. After World War I, many Australian veterans were given farmland in Western Australia. The plan seemed simple: build farms, grow crops, create a better future. For a while, everything worked. Then came a problem nobody expected. Every year, as the breeding season ended, massive groups of emus migrated across the countryside. At first, farmers weren't worried. They had seen emus before, but in 1932, the numbers became overwhelming. Nearly 20,000 emus moved into farming regions, and they were hungry. The giant birds stormed through wheat fields, destroying crops that farmers depended on for survival. Worse still, they smashed fences as they moved. The broken fences allowed rabbits to enter the farms, causing even more damage. For struggling farmers already dealing with economic hardship during the Great Depression, it was a disaster. They begged the government for help. The government listened, and then made a decision that would become one of the strangest moments in history. They sent the military, real soldiers, real machine guns, real ammunition, against birds. At first, many people believed the operation would be over in a day or two. After all, how hard could it be? The soldiers arrived with Lewis machine guns and thousands of rounds of ammunition. They quickly located large groups of emus. The mission was simple: find the birds, open fire, end the problem. But the moment the shooting started, everything went wrong. The emus scattered in every direction. Instead of staying together, they broke into smaller groups and ran incredibly fast across the landscape. The soldiers struggled to aim. The bird seemed almost impossible to hit. Again and again, the military fired. Again and again, the emus escaped. Days passed. The operation became embarrassing. Then came one of the most famous moments of the entire war. The soldiers mounted a machine gun onto a vehicle and attempted to chase the birds across open land. It sounded like a perfect plan. It wasn't. The vehicle bounced wildly over rough terrain. The gunner couldn't aim properly. The birds easily outran them. The mission turned into chaos. Newspapers began reporting on the strange conflict. People across Australia couldn't believe what they were reading. A modern military was struggling against birds, and somehow the birds were winning. The soldiers kept trying. Thousands of bullets were fired, but the results were disappointing. Many emus escaped unharmed. Others simply vanished into the countryside before the soldiers could get close. Military leaders became increasingly frustrated. The birds seemed to adapt. Whenever danger appeared, they spread out and fled before becoming easy targets. One observer later joked that if the emus had military commanders, they would be unbeatable. Eventually, public criticism grew. The operation was suspended, then briefly restarted. But the outcome never changed. The military could not solve the problem. Finally, the campaign ended. The soldiers went home. The emus remained. The birds had survived. And history had its winner. To this day, the Great Emu War remains one of the most bizarre true stories ever recorded. A conflict where a government deployed soldiers, machine guns, and military planning, only to be outmaneuvered by giant birds. It sounds like a comedy, it sounds like a myth, but it really happened. And nearly a century later, people are still laughing about the day an army declared war on emus and lost.